Welcome to the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson.
And this is the Art of Money Podcast with Art McPherson and Luke McCarty, artofmoneyradio.com for more information on the McPherson Financial Group or to schedule that initial complimentary consultation. We appreciate you listening. Now, let's get to the show. Art McPherson, just when we think she's gone, Coach Julie hanging out with us for a little bit longer, and your clients did great things for the community.
They did. So Susan took it upon herself to tell us we need to do something. What can we do? What can we do? And she called the Second Harvest Food Bank, and she and I went down and we got this bin. We're like, oh, a food bin. Okay, let's get 5. And they're like, do you know how big they are? It is so big. And our clients that came to our open house, oh my gosh, the other Friday, they not only brought food for it, they overflowed it. It was amazing, and it was just so thoughtful. And just this time of year, any time of year actually, it was awesome. It was awesome. They did a really great job, and we just wanted to say thank you to everybody for that.
That's awesome. Yeah. And let's say, we're still into the holidays now and we still want to donate as well. Can we give you a call? Is there a link on your website?
I don't know that there's a link on the website, but of course you can give us a call and you can drop anything off at the office and we'll get it to them.
Awesome. Sometimes you don't realize how blessed we really are. So to help out those in need across the community, 321-425-8550. And you can meet Julie McPherson, the entire team online, artofmoneyradio.com. That includes the gentleman who's joining us now, Luke McCarty. How you doing this weekend?
I'm doing good. I had 2 sick kids recently.
Fun.
One of them throw up on my shoulder, throw up on mom more than me, which, is bad for her, but decent for me. But we're doing good. How about you guys?
Was it the chunky throw up or is it still like the liquidy throw up?
No, it's still liquidy, but they're old enough now to where it smells like our vomit.
God,
so it's horrible.
Happy holidays.
And
happy holidays.
The one I took off the shoulder before work one day, it was milk.
Oh, God.
Yum.
How many people are listening?
That must have been Graham, right?
That was Graham.
This weekend, and they're going, I remember those days, and I don't miss those days at all.
1.5-year-old.
Fine.
Sorry, buddy.
All right, so at the beginning of the show, Luke, we were talking to Art and Coach Julie about 2023 goals. Not resolutions, but goals. And again, be selfish. Be personal with me here. I don't want to hear, I want to lose weight or I want to be a better dad. No, well, we all do. So tell me.
I want to lose weight. Luke, you can't lose weight. Okay, next goal.
But that's been your goal since 1989.
That's my goal since I've been on the radio.
So talk to me about what is a personal goal for you, Luke McCarty, for 2023.
A personal goal. Okay, well, I am going to play the dad card a little bit because big news. My wife and I are expecting our 3rd boy.
Yes, sir.
In April of next year. So part of my goal is to continue being a father, but restarting the clock on my sleep. And the goal is for me to, sorry, Stacy, if you're listening, to hold my sanity as we go through another round of restless nights while wrangling 2 boys and a baby boy. And the big goal is to not trade in my truck for a minivan.
Congratulations, Luke. That is awesome. So you said this is boy number 3.
Baby boy number 3. Yeah, I've completed my 4-man golf scramble. So I don't need you guys anymore.
And then how long?
I do for a while.
How long ago was it that Luke was saying, no, I've got another 5 years and I can start having my weekends back. No, I've got a couple more years. And now you've got to completely drop all of that and start over again.
Now we're starting over. Well, if anybody gives me any trouble about it, it's going to be Arthur McPherson because, he likes to, do fun things on the weekends and do a little bit of traveling, and I have to opt out. So I need another 1.5 years of opting out of Art's lifestyle.
Okay. Yeah, we're trying to go to the Keys, and it's hard to do around the schedule of the baby's birth. And I was trying to get him to go to Hawaii next year. He's not able to go to that trip, and a lot of things this year that he was invited to go to, he couldn't do because of Graham and Graham being young. And he's like, I can't do that. Stacy's going to kill me if I'm gone for a couple days. So he's just had to opt out. So we were looking forward to next year being this year where he could do a lot of things, but now he's going to be opting out again for another year.
Yes, I'm going to be opting out. So my golf game's on hold, my weight loss game's on hold, just trying to get some sleep in 2023.
Luke, if you would do us a favor, next time you want to start working on your family, will you check with Art McPherson first?
Well, yeah. Will I check his schedule for 2024?
Yeah.
Our events calendar?
Yeah, our events calendar for
because we can't have fun if you keep popping out babies. Hey, but most importantly, how's Mama doing? How's she feeling? Where is she in the pregnancy?
So Mom's doing good. We're about more than halfway there. She was a little sick at the beginning. We've had 3 or 4 confirmations of boy. She has to go to 2 doctors now, not just one. So that's a headache for her. One of them being in Orlando and her normal one being here. So she tries to get the early morning appointment in Orlando, but she's there for 2-3 hours. It seems like.
Well, it's an hour just to get there, an hour just to get back.
So
the reason Luke is saying that because he's watching the kids while she's doing that.
I'm watching the kids. Put it on the calendar. Luke has dad duty
Luke's dad duty all morning until maybe 1, maybe 2, maybe 11,
Luke
maybe
has
12.
dad duty
maybe 9:30. Never know. I mean, it could be 10, could be 11. Sorry, guys.
There's no time frame anymore. It's forever, Luke.
Yeah.
Did y'all want a baby boy, or that's just? I mean, hey, we're good with it. Were you trying for a girl?
Not necessarily trying for a girl, but I mean, we're definitely good with 3.
Yeah.
I think a 4th would require new vehicles. It would require a new home. By the time the 4th is, could be a potential. Maybe interest rates are lower and we could do it. But as of right now,
a 16-passenger van.
Yeah, 16. I need a Mercedes Sprinter van. I mean, it's
You're one kid away from a reality show.
I know.
Yeah.
Your poor bride. I feel so sorry for your wife.
I know.
There's a lot of testosterone in the house.
Yep. And she's so petite. And like Luke used to play football, so he's a big guy, so.
Well, bless her. Bless you.
Bless your heart, Stacey.
Bless Art McPherson for not having a golfing buddy for another 18 years. So
he has several.
Artofmoneyradio.com to meet Luke McCarty, Art McPherson, the entire team, see all the services they have to offer. So you were talking about inflation and interest rates. Do want to get to it here this weekend. The Fed's interest rate hikes, well, they came out earlier this week, but the question is it going to tame inflation? Randall Krutzner is a former member of the Federal Reserve Board of Governors. He tells Fox Business that it's just too early to tell.
Usually it's sort of 6 to 18 months is when the main impact comes. The Fed really only started tightening in March, so we're probably going to see the impact in the labor market. I do think the unemployment rate is going to start to go up. The challenge is that the Fed needed to move quickly to make sure they didn't allow inflation expectations to get out of control. But by moving so quickly, they haven't had time to see, well, what is really going to be the consequence for the economy? Have they gone too far?
Art McPherson, Luke McCarty, sounds like the experts aren't even sure what's going to happen. So how do you prepare for your clients if it's going to be a soft or a crash landing?
Yeah, that was an interesting clip because it seems like most people don't know what's going to happen, including the Federal Reserve. The Fed is hoping for a soft landing, but history tells us, all of the indicators that go back into any, interest rate environment, where the Fed's raising rates. When you look at the inverted yield curve, the 3-month versus the 10-year, the 2-year versus the 10-year, these are all very inverted. And history tells us that 100% of the time when all of these curves are inverted, it is not a soft landing. It's kind of a crash landing. It's a tech bubble. It's a subprime mortgage crisis. It is potentially what happens next year. And we don't know, neither does the Fed. So for the Fed to come out and say for a soft landing, it is possible, but it would be, the first time ever with what they are doing because they're so far behind the game. Inflation's stickier than they believe it is. So how do we prepare our clients for that? We are hedged pretty defensively right now within our portfolios. So we are kind of playing defense because it's unknown. If the market takes off from here and just keeps climbing and we're in a bull market, well, we're still participating. But if we do have a crash landing, I think our clients will be very well protected for that.
Put in layman's terms for you, Mark, or kind of dumb it down or whatever. It's not good.
It's not horrible. It's not good. We just question mark.
Right. All right. So tell me, Art McPherson, what can I be doing now? And I know you don't have that crystal ball, but what can we be doing now to prepare for what 2023 holds?
Well, the way that the market has been handling this has been pretty good. It's tried its best to not let the Fed make it a disaster. But it's been so difficult on bonds, so difficult on stocks this year. As we move into next year, a lot of things could happen where we could have a nice rebound type of year. But like Luke was saying, if you look at all the indicators, if you look at everything we've had in the past, that's never happened. So the odds are that we may have another bumpy year. So how can you prepare for that? Just make sure you've got a good diversified portfolio where you don't have 80% of your money just in equities. Don't have 90% of your money just in equities. Make sure it's kind of blended. If the Fed is done raising rates, we should see a good rally in the bond market. So one thing you can also take advantage of this year, if you're in a 401k, take a look at your fixed account buckets. A lot of times they'll call them stable value or guaranteed account values. Those were, 1% range last year. This year, they're going to be more in the 2 to 3% range. So you can put your money, get some positive interest, and there's no fluctuation of principal or fluctuation of interest. It'll maybe go up, but it can't go down. So take advantage of those type of programs.
We've had some clients who we've had discussions with, and they're okay with earning 4.5%, 5% for the next 2 years. You can buy U.S. Treasury, you can buy a fixed indexed annuity, a fixed annuity. Certain types of the bond market are still okay. So there are places to hang out if you still want to earn interest. You don't necessarily have to sit on the sidelines, but our Fidelity money market right now is paying almost 3.5%. So even while you're sitting in cash, you can still make some money. And just looking at the S&P for this year, we're pretty much where we were back in May. So we kind of took a 7-month, round trip of down, up, down, and we're kind of coming back up right now, but we're back where we were in May. So as bad as things seem, as bad as, some of the news headlines, it's been pretty flat for the last, 6 or 7 months.
Art said something a second ago. He said, make sure you have a good diversified portfolio. Well, ask yourself, do I? What does my portfolio look like? When was the last time I made any changes? Give the team at the McPherson Financial Group a call, and let's take advantage of that complimentary portfolio comparison where Art McPherson, Luke McCarty are going to personally sit down with you, take a look at your portfolio. Let's see what's working. Let's build upon that, or let's make adjustments as needed. If you have that $250,000 in assets, that initial consultation, no cost, no obligation to you. 321-425-8550.
Thanks for listening. Want more from Art McPherson of McPherson Financial Group? Find us online at artofmoneyradio.com. We are an independent financial services firm helping individuals create retirement strategies using a variety of financial and insurance products to custom suit their needs and objectives. Securities offered through World Equity Group, Inc., member FINRA and SIPC, a registered investment advisor. Investment advisory services offered through ProStatus Group, LLC. McPherson Financial Group and ProStatus Group, LLC are separate entities and are not owned or controlled by World Equity Group, Inc. Exposure to ideas and financial vehicles discussed should not be considered investment advice or recommendation to buy or sell any financial vehicle. Past performance is not a guarantee of future results. Investments can fluctuate and when redeemed may be worth more or less than when originally invested. Investment financial professionals are not licensed in all 50 states. Art McPherson is not affiliated with nor endorsed by the Social Security Administration or any other government agency and does not provide legal or tax advice. Please consult with your attorney, accountant, and or tax advisor for advice concerning your particular circumstances. Annuity guarantees rely solely on the financial strength and claims paying ability of the issuing insurance company. By contacting us, you may be provided with information about insurance and annuity products offered through Arthur McPherson. Florida Insurance License number A174725.
Today's show has been a work of art.